Hello friends, this is Ruchi Jain from Shivaji Rao Kadam Institute of Technology and Management. Friends, today we will discuss about agreements, offer, acceptance. First we are talking about what agreement is. Agreement. The definition of agreement in Indian Contract Act comes under section 2E. According to section 2E, every promise or set of promises forming consideration for each other. Every promise or set of promises forming consideration for each other is an agreement. The important thing for the agreement is it should be of promise between two or more persons, and should have some consideration. Consideration means something in return. So the important thing for an agreement is it should have promise, and second thing, the promise should consider some consideration. So the agreement is equal to offer plus acceptance, then it becomes promise, and that promise plus consideration is equal to agreement. Now we are discussing agreement is a wider term than contract, whereas all contracts are agreements, all agreements are not contract. Friends, this is really an interesting thing about the contract and agreement. We all see that all agreements are contract. Even if any agreement which we are preparing, then that agreement becomes the contract only when if it has enforceability of law. If agreement plus law enforceability, then it becomes contract. Means it is important for any agreement that it if that agreement have the enforceability of law, then it become contract. Now we are talking about the promise. What promise is? As we are talking about in contract, that for in agreement, that for agreement promise is important. So now we are talking about what promise is. The promise definition comes in Indian Contract Act in section 2B. When the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent thereto, the proposal is said to be accepted. A proposal when accepted become a promise. For example, if I propose someone that if are you interested in purchase my mobile phone, then if that person accepts my proposal and I also explain the monetary terms and everything to him, then if that person accepts my proposal, then that proposal acceptance becomes the promise between me and him. Then I can say that when the person to whom the proposal is made signifies his assent means his agreeness to that proposal, then that proposal is accepted by him and the proposal is become the promise for him. So for agreement, promise is important. The another thing when we are talking about is offer. What offer is? Offer is also called as proposal. The definition of offer comes under section 2A of Indian Contract Act. When one person signifies to another his willingness to do or to abstain for doing anything, it is called as an offer or proposal. If one person if I told to Mr. X that are you interested in purchasing my mobile phone with the 1 2 3 conditions, then this what I told to Mr. X is the offer to Mr. X. So the person who makes the proposal is called the offerer. The person who make the proposal is offerer. It means in me and Mr. X conversation, I am the offerer, and the person to whom it is called the offeree. And the person to whom it is called, it means Mr. X is the offeree in my conversation. Now, offerer and offeree, offerer give offer to offeree, and offeree if accept, then acceptance is given by the offeree. Now there are some important things about the offer. First one is intention of offer must be to obtain the consent of assent. The intention of offer is consent of assent. Once agreement is the intention of offering offer. The second thing is offer may be express or implied, general or specific, or it may also be positive or negative. Offer may be of any form. It may be express, it may be implied, or it may be any general offer. Like if I go in MBA class and then to say students that the following is the fresher party we will organize, then it is the general offer. And if to a specific student I told something, then it is the specific offer. It may be positive, it may be negative. An offer should not include any term or terms of non compliance which may be assumed to lead acceptance. The offer should not include any term or terms of non compliance. Non compliance terms are not included, or which are assumed as the lead of the acceptance are not considered as an offer. The offer is different from an invitation to offer. Invitation to offer is different and offer is different. If we invite someone that you should come and I will give you an offer, then it is a different thing, and the giving of offer is the different thing. The offer can be made subject to any terms and conditions. The offer can be made in any with any terms and condition, but the terms and conditions should part of while conveying the offer. Then the some essential elements of a valid offer. Then the offer must be capable of creating legal relationship. The intention of creating legal relationship is the important for an offer. For any illegal purpose we cannot offer something. Offer must be certain and definite. The offer is certain and definite. As we convey the offer, is as we are actually the offer is. The offer must be communicated to the offeree. The whole offer, not a part of offer. The full offer is conveyed to the or communicated to the offeree. The offer must be made with a view to obtain consent of other party. What the offer's intention is? Consent from other party. The next thing is offer should not impose an obligation to communicate non-acceptance. With the offer we cannot say that if you are agree then you will accept, you cannot accept. It is not it is not saying in that sense that it is non-acceptance. Offer may be conditional. With conditions we can offer something, but that condition should be defined to the offeree. Then proposal can be express or implied. It may be express, it may be implied, but with full of information it should be express or implied. Then now we are talking about types of offer. About types of offer: express offer, implied offer, specific offer, general offer, cross offer, counter offer, and standing offer. One by one we will discuss all these offers. First one is express offer. When offer is given to another person either in written or oral. When offer is in written form or in oral form, but it should be in words, then that offer is express offer. Implied offer: when offer is given to another person neither in written nor in oral. It means by non-verbally if something is offered to some person, then it is implied offer. Specific offer: when offer is given to specific person. If I offer something to Mr. X or Mr. Ram, then it is specific offer that I specifically offer to Mr. Ram. Then general offer: when offer is given to entire world at a large. Like its best example is sell. 1+1 offer is the example of general offer. It is offered by the company to everyone of the community, whole of the nation, at the same scale, then it is called general offer. Cross offer: when both the persons are making identical offers to each other in ignorance of others offer. In ignorance of, when both the person, the offerer and offeree identically cross other one, both the parties cross each other is called cross offer. Counter offer, when both the persons are making offers to each other which is not identical in ignorance of others offer. In cross offer, what they are doing, they ignore each other, but in counter offer they are not ignoring each other, but they are making cross offers, they are making each other's offer is called counter offer. Standing offer, an offer which remain continuously enforceable for a certain period of time is standing offer, which are like some mutual fund policies, some schemes for by the company, are some investment in schemes by the company are the standing offer, which is continuously remain enforceable for a certain period of time, not for all time. It is for a certain period. When offer is offered, then it is called a standing offer. Now these are some examples of the general offer. Now we are talking about acceptance. The definition of acceptance is under section 2B of the Indian Contract Act. When the person to whom proposal is made signifies his assent thereto, the proposal is said to have been accepted. When we give some proposal to someone and he give his assent in that proposal, for that proposal is called acceptance. After acceptance, the proposal becomes promise, and unless and until an offer is accepted, it does not create any legal rights or obligations. This is called acceptance. Now, there are some essentials of a valid acceptance. Acceptance must be absolute and unconditional. Without condition, if somebody accepts something, then that is not a valid acceptance. Acceptance must be communicated to the offerer. This was the another important thing. If somebody not accept the proposal but not told to the offerer, then this is not the way of valid acceptance. Acceptance must be given by the party to whom the offer is made. Acceptance must be in prescribed manner. As the offer given prescribed manner, then the acceptance is also in the prescribed manner. The acceptance must be made within a reasonable time. There must be time period after giving the offer for the acceptance of the offer. Then it should be in reasonable time period. The acceptance must be made after communication of offer. Acceptance should be after communication. Before the offer, the acceptance is not valid. Silence cannot be mode of acceptance. If I offer something to somebody and he is in silent mode, then it is not called acceptance. Acceptance must be before the offer lapses or revoked. It should be within the time limit. So these all are the essentials of valid acceptance. Friends, this all about today's session. The different terms which are used in making of contract we was discussed in this lecture. Thank you very much.